First question comes from Ronnie. That's at Trey40 on Twitter. Thoughts on Antonio Pierce's comments and some players making business decisions, and what's your view of the Raiders quarterback situation? On the first question, in case anybody missed it, Antonio Pierce delivered what might have been the quote of the week in saying that he saw some of his players making business decisions out there in their loss to the Panthers. So the team accordingly was going to have to make some business decisions of their own. Now, none of those decisions have become public yet, but he did deliver a very strong message to his locker room. And to me, this is the sort of thing that only an ex-player can get away with at this early juncture in his time as a head coach. And he can get away with it because he has skins on the wall. He knows what relentless effort looks like from between the lines. And so he has the credibility to deliver a line like this and have it resonate in the locker room. I also think this has to do with what he's trying to build. And the time that I got to spend with Antonio over the summer, one thing that was really clear, and he worked with the ex-head coaches that he has in the building, and Joe Philbin and Marvin Lewis, and another one he's brought in periodically, and Tom Coughlin, who was his coach with the Giants, is there's a very clear vision that they're trying to manifest there in Vegas right now. And the vision for their team is very much reflective of who Antonio Pierce was as a player: aggressive, physical, relentless. And so, a big part of trying to make that vision come to life, which I think it did at the end of last year when he was still the interim coach, is relentless effort. And so, that's one thing that I'm sure AP feels like he has to stay on top of if he wants his long-term vision to play out. Like in the short term, he can't let those little things slip if he wants that vision to play out over a longer period of time. And again, he's using his credibility as a player because he was that type of player to use the megaphone that the media, that social media, that all the rest of it gives him. This puts pressure on his players. Doing this publicly rather than just privately really puts it on his players now. Like, hey, I'm not afraid to say something when I see something. And I actually think it's a pretty smart move to go and say what you're saying here. And again, we don't know publicly what he's done, what decisions have been made as a result of their loss on Sunday to the Panthers. But I do think that there's some logic to doing things this way and handling things this way. And I think this is more than just Antonio Pierce losing his cool a little bit after an ugly loss to Carolina. On the quarterback situation, I think it is what it looks like, which is a stopgap for what will be the long-term answer, whether that's someone like Carson Beck or Quinn Ewers or Shedeur Sanders or somebody else on the veteran market. I don't know that the long-term answer, I don't think the long-term answer for the team at the quarterback position is on the roster right now. And so they're making it work with Gardner Minshew, who's been pretty good. He was under contract for 2 years. And Aiden O'Connell, who is in his second year and under contract for another 3 years. They've got some time to figure it out, or at least they hope they'll have some time to figure it out. And given that time, I think they've tried to find a suitable answer at the position. I think Gardner Minshew can very much be that. And Aiden O'Connell has shown signs that maybe he can be too.